Hi guys, Tanya Atkinson here, Built in the Bush. Just in regards to bringing you some more episodes covering these awful Western floods. So we've managed to get Kris Jennings on, who I'm sure everyone has seen in the media and the amazing things that he has delivered, donations, fuel, hay, you name it. He's made some amazing things happen out there on the ground. Now, Kris raises some really good points and questions. And I'll certainly be actually following up on that, and there'll be some podcasts to come on that. I want to stress that I'm not as black and white on some things. I've learned, it used to be very black and white. I've learned that the best solution is always somewhere in the middle, or somewhere between the two. There is a place for large organisations, but there's also a place for the smaller and on the ground ones. And I was out there in Quilpie and actually heard and saw they did run out of rural aid hay at one stage. I didn't know when it was coming back in. There's a place for both, is the point of this. But there are some questions that come out of this, in that when we donate to something, where do we expect that money to go to? How do we expect it to be spent? How much of each dollar do we expect to actually go to the cause that we've donated to? So there are some good questions that come out of this, and we'll certainly explore those later. We've also got John Walters of Rural Aid coming on as well. But yeah, please enjoy the conversation. What Kris has done and is still doing on the ground for those communities out there is amazing, and it is needed as well. So the whole point of this is to work out how we can work together more effectively. But please enjoy. It was a pleasure to talk to Kris, and God, it makes me believe in Australians again. All right. Hi, Kris Jennings from Jennings Bulk Haulage. Thanks for making the time to come and have a chat with us today on Built in the Bush. Firstly, mate, I want to say a huge thank you from all of the people affected by this that you have been doing so much for. What was the instigator for you to, there's a lot of people that could do things and can do things and are and aren't, but what was it that that made you decide you needed to get up and do something?
Well, I sat on the couch and we watched 7 News, and there's about a minute of the flood out west. Like I knew what was going on from social media, but there's a minute on Channel 7 News and about 25 minutes of the stuff in Thailand. And I just, the old man's been to war. He gave the best years of his life up to this country. So I just thought, well, someone's got to help these fellas. So Aaron, me mate, that I actually never met until Monday last week on the Red Road. He's just the head mechanic for Mac, and he does all my servicing. He was doing an aid avail, dropped a humanitarian, dropped a aid avail, and I thought that we would do a hay drop, and the rest is history.
Yep. So you organised then, you got the hay donated, all the rest of it, the truck to bring it out, is that right?
Yeah, so I rang all my boys and I said, "You want to do this?" They said, "Yep. We don't want no money. You have the trucks and we'll donate our wages." And so I said, "Aaron, well, I've got to put a post out to get hay. Like people, there's that much dodgy stuff going on as I've now been tied up with." And yeah, we put the post out and we just got hammered, like absolute hammered. Like in one, I can't tell you the amount of bars, but we just got smashed. That is the God honest truth.
And then it was just up to you to work out how you get them out here.
Yeah, well, that's Aaron's job in all this, was to just find me 5 farmers. That's all we wanted to do. 5 trucks, 5 farmers, drop the hay off. 7 News and all them reached out and wanted to cover the media, and I said, nope. We just want to sneak in, sneak out, and like I'm not this person that everyone's seen on camera now. I'll reassure you that.
I believe you. We've only had one chat before this, but I definitely believe you about that, Kris. Everyday sort of country bloke from the sound of it.
So that's
And so
that's
then how did
it
it go from 5 trucks and 5 farmers to the size that it did? Because I know you've helped a hell of a lot more than five farmers, and there's been a hell of a lot more than 5 trucks.
So do we go through the whole story and we just leave names out? Like, is that what you want to do? Because we all know there's a bit of a story here.
Yep, if that's what you'd like.
So
this is your...
I'll leave names out of it just for legal purpose.
Let's do that.
Word got around in the Quilpie Shire, and as you know, they're not, council itself's not real pleased on what we're going on. one person there sent us to rural aid, and at that point, we thought rural aid was Queensland government. Like we've got no idea what the hell we're getting into.
Yeah.
And so Aaron reached out to this rural aid number, which is the hay coordinator, and she said that she doesn't want any hay from Southeast Queensland because of fire ants, which not all hay was from this area. And it's like saying that everyone in Quilpie's, like there's 3 families in Quilpie's that are bad people. It's like saying, well, Quilpie's bad. You know, I've got
The
none
whole of
here. Everyone's
Quilpie.
seen my farm. Like I've got a beautiful place here at home. We're very proud of. And then the fatal mistake she made was saying that we have enough hay. That we have enough hay. That's the key word here. And they've said that to 4 farmers as well, not just me. And I've got all the proof. So whatever anyone wants to say we're lying, I'm quite happy to open my phone
You've got
up.
the
But
receipts
I'm
there
not
to
here to lie.
back it up. Yep.
So I said, Aaron, it's too hard. Don't worry about it. It's too hard. I said, but we're going to have to put our faces on Facebook here because if we say we're not going, my business is attached to this. People don't really know who you are, but this is my business.
Yeah.
So I did that post and told the truth, and that's the truth. I've not lied in any of this. And I had to be skeptical about how I pronounced the charity, which I did, and they obviously have a guilty conscience because John Walters decided to ring me and leave a pretty uneducated voicemail on my phone, and then from there, this is history. Like I've had phone calls with Kris. I'm begging the man to ring me right now, as you're aware of the situation, and I've made some lifelong incredible friends and listened to some credible stories.
Yep.
So that's how we've ended up to just under 1,300 bales, $80,000 in fuel. Cattle King in Serena getting involved, and triples of road trains, and $4,000 at Quilpie Pub, and now Mick Lindsay, our good friend, playing at the races. Like she's out of control, but she's a good out of control, I guess.
It's a great out of control, and none of this would it be. You might be too humble to say, but would any of this happened if you guys had stopped at the first hurdle and gone, all right, it's too hard?
And I'll never be, and I've not said it a million times, and I'm bloody terrible with names, but as everyone knows, I called poor old Lauren and Jake for a week there. But Laura and Jake, they reached out 8:30, 9 o'clock on that Wednesday night when John Walters and I had a blue as well, and she said we're carting our own hay. We have no hay. Whoever's told you there's no hay, can you please keep coming? And so Australia's got them. As much as I'm the front man here and boxing on with media and doing what's right, this country, and I can't say it enough, this country and everyone out in your country owes it to Laura and Jake. Yep. I can't say that enough. All the hay donators, all the fuel donators, all the trucks, like without those 2 people, I was done. I was walking away. I had enough. I said, like this has cost my own business $100,000. I don't need to be here. I don't need to be copping the slack that what I'm copping by a few people. But it's the right thing to do. This is the right thing to do.
And it's being appreciated by the people on the ground.
Saturday night at the pub was incredible. All the stories of the farmers, all the story of the these chopper pilots. They're God, Jesus, they're heroes.
Yeah, I don't think people realise how dangerous it was, the conditions they were putting themselves in to rescue people and animals. Because helicopters
when you're jumping out of a chopper to swim to a grate, to open it, that stuff doesn't happen. Like this is not normal.
Yeah, yeah.
And people don't know these stories. And this is where the Australia needs to realise, because a lot of people say, well, why is there so much mass? Well, they were told 300 mil, they got 600 mil, and then it didn't stop raining for 5 days. Well, you can't put helicopters in the sky to muster in the rain. So by the time the blue sky come, the flood was on. So they could only dealt with the hand that they got. Anywhere south of Thargomindah, they've got blood on their hands if they haven't got the stock out of the way. But these poor buggers up here, like this is why it's catastrophic. And I really need Australia to understand that, because I never did. And it took for me pilot that took me for a fly to show me the situation and explain everything to me that I then understood.
Gravity of it, yeah. And I think I said that to you. I was involved with cleaning up after the 2019 NQ floods, and this is the only thing I can compare it to, because the size of it and the lack of preparation, it just meant that people had no options, and you're limited. You're stuck there, and it's devastating.
That's right. But you like as farmers, you sort of swing off. Hay farmers, cattle farmers, anything, you swing off meat like the bomb and all them. So when they say you're going to get 300 mil, like the farmers out there, and that's a good flood for the Channel Country. Like I'd never been to
Yeah.
Quilpie before this, so they well, that's a good flood. Cows will get out of the way, everything's okay. We don't need to do anything. But then when she doubled and then not stopped raining,
Yeah.
they can't do anything.
No.
So and people need to realise this, and this is where I keep saying to the media to get involved. Like everyone heard on ABC today, I went to a mattress shop in Browns Plains to try and get some mattresses down for Thargomindah. And this lady said, why do you want donations? What's going wrong? I said, you don't know about this flood? No idea. And this was an Australian lady working in Brisbane that has no, I showed her my phone, she said, I don't know anything about this.
Wow.
So this is where the media, they can't say that they are doing, because they're not doing anything. Because if people in Brisbane don't know, well, doesn't that say, and everyone watches like the news or the news articles and what's going on the TV, and if they don't know, well, that's pretty sad, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you said, this was part of what made you do it. The overseas news was getting about 7 minutes and the local flood here got about a minute. Is that what it?
That's right. And the other sad thing, and listen, I'll stand politically correct if someone wants to pull me up, and I'm not being discriminative or racist or anything, but not one foreigner in our country has reached out to us. I could be wrong, and I'd love to know if I'm wrong, because I will swallow my words, but I'm pretty sure that not one person that this country lets in every year has actually done something back. I've looked at all the names on who's donated chopper fuel, who donated money to the pub nights, like all the information I have, and there's not a name in there that doesn't look like just an everyday Australian person. So that's what hurts the most.
Which, to be fair, there still could be people that
That's
have
what I'm saying.
immigrated.
If I'm wrong, I'll eat my words and I'll take my hat off, because this is, this, and maybe there's people there that are those types of people that only got the $50 or $100 that we're trying to set up now to keep going. But yeah, I just think Australia's just forgotten about Australia, and that's like, I'm an Australian. I love this country. I love my upbringing. I could kick around at 9 o'clock at night. I wouldn't let my daughter do it now. I just think we've lost our way a bit, and what's gone wrong out there, whether people want to agree, and this is my personal opinion, but I believe this is what's going on out there now is as big as 9/11. Yeah, people aren't, like, mass people haven't passed away and a big building's gone, but our outback's been torn apart, and that is the outback, and that is the backbone of this country.
Yep. And it's, double the size of New South Wales. I think that's even bigger now.
Yeah.
That's been impacted by it. And so the fact that there's people in our capital city that aren't aware of it.
It's terrible. It's bloody terrible.
It is terrible. Yeah. Yeah.
And here I am going to try and get some donations to help a town get going. And they say, well, why do you want it? Like, well, there's nothing wrong. Well, what do you want these donations for? Well, actually, there's something going wrong pretty bad. And thank God I got to go up in the plane, and I got film, and I got to go to Thargomindah, because then I can show.
Yeah. You got to see it, and you've got record of it too. That's it. That other people, you can show it as well.
That's right. And that's why we did that film last night, the week that we had from the start to flying to then all the hay trucks, I just think, awareness is the biggest, besides wanting to do my own charity and keep going on with the hay and fuel, awareness is the biggest thing I want to keep going with here, because people don't know.
And I guess that's what I would like to see come out of this the most is, how do we learn from it? So I guess the thing that broke my heart is we need big charities, but we also need the smaller businesses and the people on the ground to be able to get in and help with what needs to be done, which is what you did and what many others are doing.
But then what's
I think
the point
it's a
of
bit sad though when bureaucracy looks like it's getting in the way of Australians just being good Australians and getting in and helping each other.
But if we're going to have big charities, make sure the big charities do their job.
Yep.
They're paid by humans, Australian donated money, to be an ear. Mm-hmm. I've been to Thargomindah, I've been to Quilpie, I've seen the stuff in between, and I'll hand on heart say the only charity I've seen is Lifeline, walking around making sure people are okay at Thargomindah. Yep. If these people, why are charities not putting on a night at the pub to keep people together, to keep communities going? Why are charities not getting a trailer load of hay to, like, a rodeo event to keep the public going, to keep their mind stimulated? Yep. I believe in charities. Like I said, I want to make my own. But if you're going to be raking a hell of an income, make sure you're out there doing the right thing. Yep. And I'm sorry, and I'm Like I said, I could be wrong again, but everyone knows I spent the last 10 days out west, and I was at the worst, like not during the flood, but no one could get out there during the flood.
Mhm.
As soon as the roads could open, I was there. These
Yep.
people aren't there.
Yeah, you just beat me in. I followed you.
Yeah. So if they're there now, you're too late. You're too late.
Yeah.
The ship's settled. The cows are gone. People are getting on, and they already feel alone. That's the thing that hurt me hard, and that's the thing that hurt the most at Quilty Pub on Saturday night, is they just feel alone. The media haven't been there, and all these charities that are called, like I've not seen a Rural Aid, Bale Hay, I've not seen Farm Angels, I've not seen all these other wonderful charities that could be wonderful. They're not there. So where are
Yeah.
you, and why are you pulling a wage? I've done this for free. It's cost me $1 million. Like not literally, but I've spent my own $100,000. Then everyone else, like we've pulled everyone together, and we're not a big charity. And I do believe on my heart we've done more than what big charities have done this last 10 days.
It'd certainly be interesting to know, because there are a lot of donations made at the start of this to big charities.
Where are they?
I'd love to see the information as to how much then was actually donated out.
Well, I've got facts on my phone, and everyone knows that we won't. Like I'm not saying anyone or anything, but hay donations have been rejected because they can't make 90% administration fee, and I have that on my phone. Anyone that wants to argue with me, it's on my phone. So what are these big people really trying to do here?
Do you want to say which organisation that is, or you prefer to keep that?
No, I'll leave it because it will come down.
Yep. So this has come from, so in writing, someone's gone to donate hay.
A hay farmer that wanted to donate his hay that I've now got, that's going out on the 3rd of May, wanted to donate his hay.
He contacted the charity for you.
He phoned them to say, I want to donate my hay. They said, we don't take hay donations because we can't make 19% administration fee. We want the cash so we can make our money, and we buy our hay off a certain person down to Goolawa. And that is on my phone.
Buy it. Wow.
So they want to go on about me and me fire ants. Goolawa, South East Queensland, guys.
Yeah.
Like this, and this will all come out. I just need to make sure I'm protected, because I am trying to get my own little thing going here so we can take donations 100%. I'll pay a wage. A lady from the Farmers Federation board will be my lady that will do this for me. We will pay for chopper
the accounting and financial administration side of it, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
She'll manage that side.
I won't be able to touch the bank account. Like I'll be the front man, and then we'll do it.
You'll get the donations. You'll do the logistics.
Yeah, I'll do all the logistics. She will just, if she says, hey, Kris, there's $100,000, we'll give $50,000 to NQ Flying Fuels, who we've already partnered with, so they can keep the chopper fuel going. And we can't keep swinging off farmers' pockets here, because here I am trying to help farmers in the west, and if farmers in the east, I keep giving hay, well, they're losing their income anyway. But they're all happy to donate hay for now, and they've all said, listen, we'll drop the price to cost, and then we can keep going. Well, if I can do that, and I'm not a charity, and I don't want no money, why do we need a big chat? Why do we need these big organisations? Like, I believe, and I'm not up myself, but for what I've done in 10 days, I'm very proud of myself and the world behind me. Like, I might be the front man here, but Jesus Christ, I've got a hell of an army behind me.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it without the team you got behind you.
Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm organising, but I can't drive, what has there been this week? 6, 12, 18 trucks. I can't drive 18 trucks. Like, it's impossible. You know, and no one's been paid here. This is the biggest thing. This first week, 1,300 bales, $80,000 worth of fuel, and 16 trucks is all. No one's been paid. This is just no fuel. Just the love of the people.
Yeah. So then my question is, with the big charities, why is it that a small business owner can achieve that much then, and a big charity can't?
It's all about this. I'll say it in their face. Zip tie our front legs together. Zip tie every charity in this country's front leg to my leg, and I'll say it to their face, and I will still stand at the end of the day, and they will fall down. And I think it's bullshit.
Well, it is if the money's not going to where it is, and if people are trying to donate and they're being told that doesn't fit the business model or the profit margins they're going for, then that's not what a not-for-profit is all about, is it?
But let's go one better. And I'll say this name because she rang me. Aussie Hay Runners. They pay their single trucks $4.20 a kilometre either way, right? My road trains only get $7.70 one way, and at the end of the year, I'll make a pretty good margin. My singles, if you run a single around this country, like if you work for SRV or any other company, you get $2 plus probably 15% fuel levy right now. So say at the most $2.20 plus GST a kilometre. each way. So you get your $4.40.
Yeah.
These people are paying way too much money for trucks, and no wonder they're lining up. This is
They're
another thing that
paying,
needs to be looked into. Like this
yeah,
is, and they want to say it's a freight subsidy or it's this or it's that. I don't care. You can buy more product to actually help people than what you're paying trucks. Because, like I said, I've got 1 million trucks doing it for free, and then I've probably got another 1 million sitting to the side to say, "Hey, Kris, if you cover my fuel bill, we're
I'll
not
jump
in a
in.
position to be able to just let fuel go. If
Yep.
you cover my fuel bill, I'll come do my time and truck for free." So if I've
Yeah.
got all this, and you only need these situations when
Yep.
well, it's not every day. People will do it on weekends. That's why we're trying to delegate these to weekends. So then we get out there on Saturday, we can have a night at the pub, support the local community again.
Yep.
And then we're home Sunday, Monday, the trucks go back to earning their money. Like if I can do this, and I left school when I was 14 and my brain can understand this, why do we need CEOs? Or give me the job. John Walters, resign. Give me the job of CEO Rule 8. I'll sack your whole board and I'll have 3 people that'll work underneath me for free and I'll run rings around your butt. It's that simple. And I don't care. Anyone wants to laugh. But I don't.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing as in that is a challenge. Boom, that's a mic drop.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, and I'll publicly say it. Retire tomorrow, bud. Better yet, I'll donate your wage that I'm going to get paid back to the charity. And all the charity can pay for is if I've got to go to charity nights or I've got to go stay here, they can pay for that because I'm not a millionaire. But as to everyday wage, I'll keep running my trucks and I'll do this because I love it. I think the smiles and the people that I've seen and the lifelong friends, like I've made lifelong friends here in 10 days, like Lauren, Jake, Zorro, the mayor of Charleville, Tom, the pilot, Tractor Ferguson, like I've made lifelong friends here, and all the boys that live in my area that had trucks that I never knew, like I've made life. This is the most incredible thing in my world.
Yeah.
And I think the most reward, like I think if I start my own charity or the pressure gets to John and John pisses off, and I'll fill that spot if someone will give it to me. I think if you're at the top of a charity, to go do what I've done this last week would be the most rewarding job, because you're taking money from the public and you're going to the other side of the public that are struggling and helping, and you're making a whole family circle. And that's what I keep saying in all my media things.
The direct impact.
I'm the front man, but this is a big circle here. Like, it's not just me.
So what do they need to do differently next time, or what are the top sort of 3 to 5 things that we can learn from this so that if this happened again?
Tuesday morning, sack the lot. Number 1, sack the lot. And go find good, hard people that want to work and actually have a passion for the bush. If we're talking rural charity, go get people that love it. I own trucks and I got breeders. I've got 600 breeders. So I hate trucks. I hate getting called a truckie, but I got that aspect of my life, and then I got my cattle. Find someone that actually has a passion, because do these people have a passion for it, or do they have a passion for this?
Question. And what about what do you want? Sorry,
yep,
you go.
sorry. No,
you go.
And then if it comes again and you're still there, get in your car and go see them. Have a night at the pub. Have it like if John Walters got on Rural Aid and said, "Hey guys, do you mind if we donate $4,000 to Quilpie Pub this Saturday night so we can get all the chopper pilots and all the farmers and we can have a night, bring the community together? What does Australia think?" What do you think Australia's going to say? It's their money. It's not his money. Oh, sure. Yeah. Best thing you can ever do, John.
Although I don't know in this day and age that any charity would be allowed to put alcohol on even though we know how important it is in when you're in times of need to everyone just have a beer together and all the rest of it.
Well, then John's on a big enough wage. Go to your back pocket and do it yourself and leave Rule 8 out of it. Because I did it. $700 from the local, like $700 from Australia and $3,000 of my own money, plus everything else I spent.
Yep. And I heard from lots of locals what a great night it was.
Oh, it was a hoot.
Yeah. And actually the publican too I was just talking to. But morale booster, because as you said, people are feeling alone.
I seen husband and wives and kids on Monday night when the bridge was still under and we all walked across at the pub.
Yep.
And then on Saturday night, I seen wives and kids. And I said, "Oh, where's this?" I'm not going to give names. Where's this person? They've been at home and they're not handling it. That's why I gave the money to get the trail load of hay to Eromanga for the rodeo, because I'm a big believer in men's mental health. And I've been down that road myself, and getting dads and wives in bars with stubbies in hands talking is keeps everyone going.
Yep. Just something to bring people together.
That's it. That's all this is like I'll keep doing my hay and chopper fuel, but like everyone knows, we've got Mick, our good mate, going to the races on the 10th at
The 10th
Quilpie.
of May. Yeah.
And and there's another pretty special thing that's going on that I can't talk about, but it'll be out in another couple of days. That another special person close to our hearts, like he's digging deep as well.
Yep. Yep. But we can definitely put out that Mick Lindsay will be Quilpie
yeah,
races.
it's all over. It's all over social media.
Yep.
Mick and the boys, like, they're good, incredible people. He's as big as anyone else, but he just doesn't. He just wants to live a normal life. He's there for the boys, so that'll be a good weekend, and we'll be out there ourselves as well.
Yep, beautiful. And Aramanga Rodeo's on this weekend, which you guys
this weekend,
are very...
18th to 18th to 20th. Yep, the Camp Draft and Rodeo. Yep. So get out there. Like, if you're in the area, get out there. You know, these little towns need support, and that's the biggest thing.
And it's a great social weekend, that one.
I'm Australian. Anytime there's a bunch of people on the piss, that's life. Like
especially
sign me
in the
up.
country.
Yeah, I don't care where it is. Like, you want to do it in a gutter party and have an esky? I'm there.
I'm Aussie, I'll be there.
That's life. You know, that's what Australia is, and we've lost that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't disagree with that. Unfortunately, these things bring the best out in people, but it also brings the worst out.
I think it brings the best out in battlers. So, like, we're not rich, we're not wealthy, we live a nice life. But for an example, the end of last year, we were owed enough money to buy a house in Brisbane. Our work got stopped for 3 months. So I had to put my own loans on hold from January through to March. So I'm only digging myself out of a hole now. I've got beautiful clients around me. Like, my fuel company's wonderful. They've stood by me. But this is just the right thing to do, and they all know it. Like, they all know they're behind me. So anyone thinks that I'm wealthy, man, that can just $100 bill up my ass. That's not true. I've got my own bills. I've got bills that are overdue, but everyone's standing with me. They all know what we're up to. We're not, like, life's going now, but I've still got to catch up on that 3 months of life where we had no income.
Yep. Yeah, it still takes time to claw your way back from that in business.
Yeah, and plus, all my truck and dogs are being parked up because of the rain. Like, we're affected as much as anyone. But, like, if I didn't take the leap, who knows if there'd be any hay out there? Like, who honestly knows?
Yeah. And I think we really need to stress this too for people listening at home. You were getting calls from farmers out here or people you knew. You were getting direct from the ground that there wasn't hay here. So it's not like you were just saying...
They messaged me at 8:30 at night and sent me a film. They're sending their own hay out there. We don't have, like, they said, we don't got no hay. There's no hay here. Then the farmer started with the tears and the things that broke my heart. We got no hay. We've lost everything. The topsoil's gone. Everyone's seen me film. Like, you can see how bad that ground is.
It's crazy, isn't it? The amount,
So this is where people got to realise, and this is why everyone says, like, the choppers and government are gone. Yeah, there's going to be help, but there's a lot of loops they've got to jump through, as you're quite aware that they've got to do. Like, by the time help theoretically gets here, it's honestly probably too late.
Yeah. And because you're dealing with, if we go back to the mental health side of it, it's not just the physical loss of things, it's the mental impact of losing things and
decades of family bred cattle or family bred sheep.
Genetics.
Like, you're never going to get them back, and yeah, like, it's the long term. Like I've mentioned, the choppers aren't cheap, fuel's not cheap, hay's not cheap, and then everyone's got everyone's cattle everywhere. So if they've got to deal with the loss, and let's all remember that this is the end of summer. So these big fellas, this is when they sell their fat heifers, fat cows, fats, because of
most
so
of them
this is the end, and they're gone.
Yep. Or if they've got livestock, the roads are these are fairly remote as well. A lot of them, the roads are so badly.
No, and that's why I'm passionate to say that it is bigger than 9/11, because the financial impact, the mental impact, the physical impact, the emotional, and then these fellas are now got to go scrape their dead cattle off fences and sheep and
and then try and find the ones
I don't know how they
will
wake up every day.
Well, that's why it's important to keep supporting now, which is so important what you guys are still doing, and what I am going to give it a shout out once I check the names. There's a few other small businesses around doing some great things.
Or like Alistair from CRT at Calbar, a good man. He's out there now taking, which I believe would be the first road train to Thargomindah.
Yeah, right.
We're doing ours on the 3rd.
Yep.
Just because there's Easter and everything now. But Alistair from CRT, he's out there now in his truck and he's got 97 bales, a couple of pallets of lick, a pallet of dog food, and he's got another 5 road trains to go that he'll come out with us on the 2nd and 3rd of May. Like, there's a million people. Like, yeah, I'm in the media here. I've been
But there's a lot of other smaller ones.
But yeah, there's 100 other people doing it, and everyone needs, and that's why I keep saying, like, this is like everyone needs Australia, not charities, Australian human beings, battlers need a pat on the back because everyone's digging deep.
Absolutely. And I guess that just highlights then what do we need to change then so that Australians can do this in times of need? Because Australian small businesses on the ground should be allowed to. So
media,
they need that
get
media
behind
coverage.
Australia.
Yep.
Like for people in Brisbane not to know about a flood, that's piss poor. And a flood of this magnitude. Because when the cyclone was here, like all my gear was parked up in my front yard. My boys were at home. We couldn't work. And like I was in a dam. And I'll say this. I got dressed up as an Asian. People look on my Facebook page and I took the piss out of this. It was the best 4 days of my life, but we all got drunk and had a big party. But it wasn't here. Like my wife gets crankier and blows up more steam than what this cyclone brought. And yet out here, there's a catastrophic event. Yeah, people aren't dying, but there's a hell of a lot of stock, houses, fences, money. Like this is $1 billion bill. Like everyone thinks 100 million. No, it ain't gonna do shit. So media is the biggest one. There's been no, like, listen, I blew up about the fire ants. That's what they said. And then they said about the no hay. And I thought until I worked out what rural aid was, I mean, they weren't attached to the DPI. Charities, separate entities, but somehow they're in bed together. I don't know how it works. Because they DPI keep, and I told Graham this, they keep pushing people to rural aid, and rural aid keep not, like, they don't help. And I'll follow up with
so DPI pushing people that want to donate hay or to get hay from rural aid?
Donate hay and to get hay to rural aid.
So DPI don't even realise then that people can't donate hay to rural aid.
Oh, they know because I've spoken to the head boss.
Okay. And did he know, was he aware of that?
He said his people aren't meant to be doing it, but guess what? They're still fucking doing it. Sorry about my French. They're still doing it. It's like old Dallas up at Junda went to his council. They're on the common. Everyone knows what the common is. It's where the government says you can have this much land, so many families, this many cows each. Go for it. In the flood, cattle got put on there. And then those cattle got taken off. There's no grass left. He said, we need hay, like this whole fella for everyone. We need hay for everyone because everyone's cows are together. And then the council pushed him to DPI and Longreach. DPI and Longreach said, go to rural aid. Rural aid said, no, you're not a grazier. We're not interested in helping you. So then he rang me and I rang the powers to be. And then I think there's a trail load getting delivered tomorrow. So the hell have we got? Once again, why have we got charities?
Or how much is bureaucracy costing us and killing what we need to? And the thing with something like this is people are in need, so there's only a small window. That's
right. Like you'll have more dead animals.
Yeah.
From ignorance than what we have as actual flood because they're wet, they're weak, the amount of silt built up, they're getting bogged. Like if you can keep them up off these areas and away, well, you they've got a chance.
Yeah.
But we've done that 1,300. And I think by the end of this week or next week they'll be all gone.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. We'll keep going, but everyone shared me post where I called out old Twinkle Toes probably 500,000 times, but now she's backing off a bit. And this is why I'm so desperate to get on Sunday night or 60 minutes. Give me an hour. I'll take you for a plane ride. Like, let me show you what's gone wrong here and let Australia know.
Yeah.
Because this is when we need charitable money right now to just buy hay and get trucks. Like there should be just road train after road train after road train after road train heading west right now, just with hay.
Yep. And the other part of that is the infrastructure and the fencing too, isn't it? Because as you said, that they've got no boundaries.
So now the army now, get your dozers, get your diggers, and head west. And where all the silt's up on fences and all the animals dead, dig holes, bury them. You can pull because it's one thing to build these new fences, but it's a bigger task to get them out of where they are now.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, you got to get rid of all that first.
So the army, where everyone said, "Where's the Defence Force?" when it was going on. Well, they didn't really want them because they'd slow it up too much, and there's a lot of things that had to happen that in a book can't happen. But now that all that's finished and the cleanups now, where's the Defence Force?
Yep.
You know, get them out there with their dozers. Get them out there with let them set up their bush camps and practice being out in a war zone and have a camp. Like set up being remote. You know, like now's when you can really do training, but for a good cause.
Yeah. And Blaze Aid have set up.
Yeah,
they've set up their base.
They go.
Yeah,
Yep.
at Quilpie, so people can donate through them as well, the labour, materials, etc.
Yep, incredible.
So, yeah,
another
they do.
wonderful organisation. That's
and they definitely. I know what they did after the 2019 NQ floods too. They were pivotal in the rebuild.
So 2019 floods. We delivered boxes because the railway went down. The community up there just bent rules. We just got we drove through water 1.2 meters over, up. You know, over, just go. We need this.
Yeah.
So because it was close to the coast. You know, maybe that's why I got this exposure. But out here, I couldn't even drive my truck across the bridge in Quilpie. That was between my kneecap and my ankle. Oh no, you're not allowed to do that. Can't do that. But yeah, in the flood, I drove up the Greenvale Road with 1.2 meters over. And it was roaring like hell just because we had food on, you know. I don't like. There's this, yes. Obviously, there's going to be a wash-up meeting, but yeah, it's a bit sad.
But so, out of interest, then, because I certainly experienced that what I was involved in after 2019 NQ floods. I feel everyone just got in together and made stuff happen, and what needed to happen at the time, just happened. So, have you found different You said the Quilpie Bridge, you were definitely surprised with that. Have you found different receptions at the different shires that you've visited?
Oh, listen. Tractor in Thargomindah, Australia, take a fucking note. That is a community. From Tractor, the mayor in his gumboots, to the little girl in her pink little cute boots, they got each other's back. If someone walked in there and said you're no good, I think they'll be in a hole. That is an incredible. It's better than my community. They love each other. They're going to war and they're at war and they're just that one man. That's it. We're on. Team. Yeah, we're. Charleville, Zora's a very good man. Say that. I'll be diplomatical at Quilpie, but we all know what 3 people there have been carrying on with, saying I'm not needed, and they want to deny it. But too many people have said it, and it's just a small community. But there's a big line there between the government and the community.
Yeah.
You know, we're all the other ones. They're all friends. They're just making. They don't care.
They're working together as one.
Yeah, and Tractor doesn't care. He don't care what repercussions he's going to wear. His heart's for his town. He loves his town. That man.
Yeah. Oh, and that comes across in everything he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else you'd like to get out? I know you've got lots of platforms and they're much bigger than this one, but most of the people that listen to this are people that came from the bush in the city or that are still out of the bush. So
just keep sharing. Whatever you see, just keep, if it's our post, if it's fridge for a mate, if it's give it, don't stop sharing because the media aren't, because this is going to go on for 6. The worst of this is now. It starts now.
Yeah, the real work is only just about to start.
The sheep they could save, it's done. But the work now, keeping this livestock alive, rebuilding fences. The worst is now, and it'll be a minimum of 6 months before there's any some sort of light at the tunnel, and then worse after that. Like you said, there's generations of breeding here gone. And if you're a true cattleman, they love their cattle and they love their sheep. Yeah. And this will hurt them for a long time.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you've heard it. Keep sharing, keep donating if that's something that you're able to do as well. Blaze Aid it's not just money donations. You can actually, if you know how to fence or you've got some general labour or something about you, then get in touch with Blaze Aid. Yep.
Yep.
Even organising, I think there's...
Yeah, you go, sorry.
I was just going to say, even get in touch with Blaze Aid, because there may even be other volunteer jobs that aren't hands-on as well. So if there's some way you want to help, get in touch with Blaze Aid and just see. Sorry, Kris, you go.
That's it. Or even just ring a rural store and say, hey, I want to buy a packet of pickets, or can I buy a roll of wire? Or these communities, generally the businesses are very heartfelt and they know who's doing it tough. buy a box of beer. You know, Brett Henley, my mates, or like any farmer that's at the end of the day had enough, and he walks into his pub to buy a beer, and someone says, "Hey mate, Australia's got your back. Here's a carton of beer." He'll have a smile.
Yeah.
You know, buy
Oh,
a wife. Like,
absolutely.
don't forget about the wives here, because like I'm a man, like I'm a man's man. I'm a hardened person. I don't talk about my feelings, but my wife is my safety blanket. Like, these wives
Yeah.
are going to cop the brunt. They know what
They
money
keep it
is
all
in the bank.
together.
Farmers don't normally. They're putting up with their husband's moods and also trying to keep the family going and be a brave face. So don't forget the poor wives. You know, like don't forget anyone. Like this is a big problem.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I just want to go back to something. So in a way, you've sort of paid it forward. You said you were going through a bit of a tough time. Trucks are on the ground for a few months, and you had great people around you and suppliers and
Yeah.
customers, things like that, and got you through. And so,
Yeah, like
you,
no one gave us money, but I just
yeah,
believe when times are tough, pick that phone up. So
yeah,
hey guys, and admittedly the landfill that we work for caught fire, so I had all my evidence, and I've never turned my loans off through COVID or anything like that. But if you just talk and you're a good human, the world
yeah,
will stand with you.
absolutely. And we need more of the good humans to stand up
That's right.
and find their voice. I guess my other thing would be pay it forward as well. If you've,
That's
same
it.
as Kris, if you've experienced the kindness of others and you're in a position to, pay it forward to someone else then.
That's right.
Yeah.
Even listen, even if it's $10, like if
Yeah.
100,000 people had $10, like what's $10? Two coffees today.
Yeah.
Everyone goes and buys a couple of coffees a week, or iced coffee, or a beer. If even if a million people, like however many million in this country, if everyone said, you know what, even say there's I don't know how many million, but if everyone gave $1, every adult
Yeah.
that's on the dole or anywhere else gave $1, that's
Yeah.
a fucking lot of money.
Yep.
And it's something, or $10. Go $10. You know that you can end
That's
up
a
with six
hell of a
hundred
lot.
million. That's more. That's more than the 100 million that the government think they're going to give out. Like
Mm.
Australia could run rings, and then come election day, don't go vote. If everyone just stood at the front and said, "We're not voting until you pull your heads in and actually love our country," you know, the power of the people can make a stand, and that's what we've proved with myself and everyone behind me in this situation. Like as Australians, I'm not getting theoretically, and Kris Foley's a good man. Let me say that. For the little bit he's done for me and reached out, he's good. I wish he'd bloody ring me now. But yeah, like don't like we're Australia here. We own this place, not them fellas. They work for us, not we work for them.
Yep. We're the taxpayers. It's our money
Yeah.
that
Yep.
pays the salary. So we need to make
That's
sure.
it.
Yep. Yep. And keep doing what you're doing, please, Kris. And if anyone else at
Oh,
home,
we won't pull up.
make sure
We
you
won't
look
pull up.
after
Like I
yourself.
said, we'll.
Make sure you look after
Yeah.
yourself though as well, and your wife as well.
Yeah. Oh no, shit, they're all good. Like we're going away for Easter, and I'll do all
Oh,
this
good.
stuff.
You have a
That's why I'm
break.
trying to get it all done. I've got another media thing after this.
Yep.
But we'll keep going. And I just hope we can get this bank account sorted. Um,
Yeah.
and you know, there's a million people that got 10, 20, 30, 40, $100 that want to give it to us. So we can't keep going because they've given it to the wrong people, and the money's not going where it is. Well, we will be the right people, and we'll make this happen.
Yeah. And as you said, that's the rewarding part of this too, is you actually get to
I
see
love it. It's filled
the
me heart. Look,
people
this has
that,
been the worst. This has been the worst 2 weeks of my life. Not physically, mentally, and emotionally. I was a quiet man before this. I can't even go down my local pub now without everyone trying to buy me a beer. But marrying my wife was one of my best days. Seeing my little girl come into the world was the best day. And this here is right next to those two things. Like I've only got one kid, one wife, and this is right there. If I
yeah,
put a wall up, 1, 2, 3.
yeah.
This is not a little bit down. That's there. It's
Good.
straight.
Well,
And I
thank
can't
you.
say that enough.
Yeah. And I'm bloody glad to hear you say that, and I can't thank you enough. On behalf of all the
It's
people that
everyone's
you've,
pleasure.
yeah, yep. And Australia, there's a lot of good Australians in this country that still
Yep.
love this country and still want to help other Australians out. And as you said, you haven't been the only one doing it, but you've been the face of it. So thank you to you and all the others doing it. And let's
No,
just
it's our
keep
pleasure.
being
It honestly
Australian.
is.
Thanks,
Not a
Kris.
worry.
Thanks for making the
Thanks, mate.
time. You go and enjoy some time with your family and 1,000 beers.
I will
And
be
no
doing that. Don't
politics or
worry.
charities for a few days.
No, thank you very much. You have a good night.
You too, mate. Take care. Right.
See you. Bye-bye.